One man was so obsessed with the card games that he could not even stop to eat. We named the food after him. Today we uncover his story and make a sandwich worth stopping for. Of course, in my kitchen, even a simple snack does not happen without a little historical detour. But this time, I want to look at the sandwich not just as a food, but as a word with a surprisingly interesting story. So why is a sandwich called sandwich? But before we begin, subscribe to my channel and like this video and turn on notifications so you never miss a new one, that you can discover more interesting recipes and culinary stories. There is a town in England called Sandwich, and this is exactly where the word is connected, at least in its culinary meaning. According to the most popular legend, John Montague, the 3rd Earl of Sandwich, was very fond of gambling, especially card games. They say that during one long game he did not want to leave the card table, so he asked his servants to place meat between 2 slices of bread. This way he could eat without stopping the game, and most important, without getting his hands dirty. The practical idea quickly caught on among the people around him. Soon the Earl's friends began ordering the same thing by saying, "I'll have the same as a sandwich." And that is how the Earl's name became connected to the food we now call a sandwich, a filling placed between 2 slices of bread. However, this version is strongly questioned by the British historian Nicholas Roger in his biographic work. According to him, the Earl of Sandwich was not simply a gambler who refused to stop playing cards. He was also an extremely busy statesman. Roger suggests that Sandwich probably ate this way at his work desks, saving time and energy, rather than at the card table. On the other hand, the French traveler and writer Pierre-Jean Grosley, who visited England in 1765, later described this story in his book A Tour to London, published in 1770. He wrote about an English statesman who supposedly spent 24 hours at a gaming table, eating slices of meat placed between 2 pieces of toasted bread. Grosley also noted that this new dish became popular during his time in London and was known by the name of the statesman. From a historical point of view, there is a little doubt that this word sandwich became established in the 18th century and is directly connected to John Montague, the 4th Earl of Sandwich. This is supported by written sources, including the diaries of a people who lived during Montague's time. But the academic debate continues. Was the name born at a card table, or was it born at a work desk during the exhausting duties of a man serving the state? My chef and I debated this for a long time. He is English by origin, so he approached the subject with great emotion and almost ceremonial respect. Naturally, he always defends the version that does not damage the reputation of British culture. For him, the Earl of Sandwich was not a reckless gambler, but a deeply devoted servant of his country, a man who probably barely had time even for tea. In his view, the sandwich is a symbol of dedicated to the homeland, not a snack won at the card table. And now, after this intellectual discussion with my chef, I'm finally starting to make the sandwich. First, I prepared a sauce, or maybe a spread. I'm not even sure what to call it. Some people call it cottage cheese mayonnaise, although it has absolutely nothing to do with the mayonnaise. It's very wholesome and incredibly delicious. I blended cottage cheese, a little salt, mustard, a boiled egg and lemon juice until I got a creamy mixture. For me, this consistency works well here, but if you want a slightly thinner texture, you can easily adjust it by adding a little water or sour cream. Then I peeled the tomato, sliced it and started assembling the sandwich. I'm using homemade ciabatta. I have 2 methods of making ciabatta on my page, so if you haven't seen them yet, come and take a look. It's very easy to make and even a complete beginner can manage it. So I cut the ciabatta in half. On the bottom half, I spread the cottage cheese mixture. Then I added lettuce leaves. This time I made it with tuna, although chicken works even better here. Then I added peeled tomato, cheese and spread more of the cottage cheese sauce on the top, half of the ciabatta. And that is basically it. If you like, you can lightly toast it in a pan or on a grill. A very delicious, filling, wholesome and simple sandwich is ready. Thank you for watching until the end.